already panned out, like the Ember Spirit that they really did. Miracle just popped off on that hero, so it's understandable that FlyToMoon likes to ban it out. Back to FlyToMoon though. They are beating everyone in the CIS. They're dealing with teams like Virtus.pro, also in the similar fashion, 2-0 in the last couple of series. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting series.
Oh, most definitely, and a very early Meepo ban.
Then again, Ember played in the last series versus Secret. Meepo played as well in the last series versus Secret. But every time you're aiming a player like this, right, eliminating a player, or some cheesy picks like Meepo, you are leaving an opening. However, they do have the first pick, so you know they can play around that. Keep in mind that FlyToMoon loves to play Mars plus Phoenix, something like that. So they won't really shy away from picking Mars or Phoenix in the first phase, or maybe that's Rubik for Always Wanna Fly that for Ohadens that he always plays. So
Radiant team back.
It's fair to say like that is the most obvious pick. I think we discussed before Aloha Dance. How maybe that's one thing we'd like to see is if FlyToMoon expanded that hero pool from a bit, but at the same time with Rubik being such a solid pick at the moment, if you give him his best hero and it's in the meta, what's there to complain about?
Yeah, he does well with it almost every single game. If the game is good for Rubik, he does well. If the game is bad for Rubik, he does well. So why switch things up? Always Wanna Fly as well. He's a peculiar player. Honestly, you saw that Secret last game and how many deaths Puppy had. That's a standard game for Always Wanna Fly, but he's still surrounded by teams that are constantly winning in the CIS at least. They're constantly top 3. So, and he's usually the captain. So there's something to it. Maybe he's just one of those very sacrificial captains that likes to control everything on the map, and because of that it's a little bit more difficult to play the hero itself, which that has happened before in the past multiple times to different.
Yeah, and you gotta keep in mind, like, if we were to think most played heroes Always Wanna Fly, like two that come to mind is Jakiro and Undying.
Yeah, Bane as well.
Radiant team.
It's these heroes that patter out, right, in terms of like their ability to get kills. They can still do things in fights, but if push comes to shove, they're the first one being shoved overboard. Number one he plays as well. Yep.
Phoenix is something that they play quite often. When they play it, it looks like they have 2 position 4s, really. Always Wanna Fly is usually the one that plays it too. And the reason why this hero works for them is because they really set up their team fights around it really well. They always combo it with something like a Mars or something like a Tiny or an Axe, let's say. So they have a lot of team fight around it to protect that tag. We'll see if Nigma has studied that, and we'll see if Nigma actually does something about that Phoenix. It's not too difficult to deal with it. Some Mirana or some Weaver is already pretty good.
Yeah, especially when it comes out at the start of the draft. You have
the
entire... It's not like this has been dropped on you 4 picks in where you're like, uh-oh. It's okay. Nature's Prophet, decent attack speed, and like... Wait, who are we kidding, Liz? Like, you don't address the Phoenix, you just get the zoo.
What am I saying even? Who cares? Exactly, who cares about the Phoenix? Just get the Zoo. Axe is a pretty solid pick though for FlyToMoon. If they wanted to, that Axe is pretty solid versus Lycan in the lane. He's great later on. He's good with Phoenix as well to protect the egg. Obviously, you could go for a different route. You can go Kunkka for Iceberg. You could go... that Kunkka would deal with the Prophet if he's mid and also is really strong versus Lycan. But you could still go back to the good old Mars. The Cage itself is really good versus the Wolf as well.
I mean, I think you need it right now, because I've already figured out why this counters Phoenix. Right, Nature's Prophet just teleports out and Lycan shapeshifts and run away.
So the problem is a bit bigger for Phoenix here, because Nature's Prophet has decent range, decent attack speed, and Lycan in the Wolf form just deletes the egg. So... it's not the easiest Phoenix game, but I'm sure FlyToMoon will find a way to secure it. I'm sure FlyToMoon will find some combos that will work with that tag to make for a good team fight.
Yeah, it's quite nice to have these kind of bulky frontliners that are able to group up, and then of course you go with the Sunray against the Lycan that's trying to attack you. All of a sudden, things backfire.
Yeah, the thing is though, we're talking about these team fights, we're talking about these counters to the egg, about all these things, but the fact is Nigma have Nature's Prophet and Lycan.
Radiant team
That itself is already... it's already hard to deal with these heroes.
It's a problem, and while there's some flex in Nigma's draft, you've already very clearly screamed, hey, here's our POS 4 and 5.
Yep.
FlyToMoon, you know, I guess you could say when you know what you're going to play from the start, you have a clear game plan in mind. But right now, this is definitely Nigma favored on the draft. We'll have to see what they've got in mind in the second phase.
10 seconds
I would go back to the Mars. I think it's a great ban for Nigma, because not only is it great with Phoenix, the combo with Rubik is amazing, because you have that, you don't have to go for any Yules or something like that, as you have Rubik Lift into the Spear. That's always a pretty reliable disable to have for a longer period of time. So maybe they'll go into that Mars direction, but maybe they will ban out some of those cores that they're scared about on position 1 and 2 versus the Lycan. We'll see. Maybe even the Axe.
They are eating in their time a little bit about this. FlyToMoon, it was very clean cut from like, okay, Beastmaster's already got, get rid of the, Visage needs to go out right now.
Yeah, they're taking care. They're just deleting the rest of the zoo. There are still some heroes that are in the pool that Kuro could play. You have the Enchantress, you have the Shen as well that they could go for. We'll see if they decide to go that way. I still think if you're Nigma, you would like to get another hero that's decent versus Phoenix, right? You would like to have something that's good versus the Egg.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Alright, that's don't even let him egg situation. The shackle shot galore.
So this hero is good versus Phoenix because of the shackle, but keep in mind that the ultimate does not work versus the egg. You can't use your focus fire on the egg, and because of that, Phoenix actually has a decent time versus Wind Ranger. You have a lot of magical damage, and you don't care about the Wind Run. So there are some upsides for the Phoenix in this matchup, but there are some upsides for the Wind Ranger as well, because you have Nature's Prophet to set up for the shackle shot. And man, I love the Tide. It's not a hero we see a lot, but it's so cool.
It gives you some deep push. Also, it means that Wind Ranger, a hero that's always been known this signature, I'll pick off one hero. You can't stun lock him and insta kill him now because he'll just debuff that and be able to move away. And then with the egg,
it means that you have minus 50 damage in the lane. You have Anchor Smash and Rubik. You're literally not going to be able to last it as a Lycan. If these two connect, like Fate Bolt, minus damage, Tidehunter with his spells, it's going to be a difficult lane for the Lycan. This most likely will be the off lane, but keep in mind, if they do some shenanigans here on the Nigma side, and if they try to put Lycan mid, you could switch up and put Tidehunter mid. It's not conventional, but he crushes Lycan there as well and does really great with a lot of experience and a lot of early levels, a lot of early gold.
The other thing that Nigma has to think about now is you mentioned things like the Chen, the Enchantress, is whether you want to go towards those heroes anymore, because Tidehunter, it is quite the big wrench works, right? It does screw up your plan a little.
Yeah, you could get something that deals with the Tide.
Radiant team
Ursa perhaps, something along those lines.
Dire
Instead
team
they go for the Earth Spirit.
So either of these could be a Wii hero right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But likely the Wind Ranger.
They did play the Earth Spirit mid, they played the Wind Ranger mid as well. So the only question is, Nature's Prophet, what do you think? Should this be the mind control?
Radiant team ban.
You'd imagine so. It's kind of one of those heroes that you just think of when you think of mind control. There is, I don't know if we've seen too much Kuro 5 Nature's Prophet recently, but it's just a hero you can easily play in the 5 role right now.
I mean, Miracle did play it a few times too, right? On the position 1, so you could do that, but...
But imagine you're going to have, like, that's the thing, it's like Miracle should be on Lycan, but potentially Mind Control could be on Lycan, right? It's that interchangeability.
5
It's,
seconds
now when you
remaining.
see this Phantom Lancer, and when you think about the
Radiant
Nigma
team
side,
pick.
you don't really have a lot of heroes that deal with the illusions. But if this Earth Spirit could have a good start, if he could have, I don't know, your E-Blade into Shivas or Halberd Shivas or whatever that he likes to go for, even a Veil, he could be your strong hero that deals with all that AoE, plus Wind Ranger with a power shot. It could be enough, but
10
if he starts on
seconds
position
remaining.
4, could be a little bit rougher if GH is playing.
5
We'll
seconds
see though.
remaining.
FlyToMoon, they're expecting position 1 to be the last, so they ban out the AAM.
So this is where we find out if this is going to be a Tidehunter Iceberg hero. Like, we know that Iceberg loves to play this hero. He has played a lot in the past.
I guess if you're FlyToMoon, you're thinking it's general, and then you're picking your last pick, but you're staying open to the possibility of changing your roles, right? You could still roll the Tidehunter
Dire
the
team
offlane and
pick.
the last pick. No, this is it. This is
Spirit.
it. It's Iceberg, Storm Spirit for sure, yeah. Tidehunter offlane, Storm mid, Phantom Lancer. It's very clear cut when you see FlyToMoon how they will lane their lanes.
It's not a completely free Storm Spirit game though, because you can instant silence him with the Earth Spirit and initiate from there, right?
Yeah.
So he does have to be a bit careful.
10
You have
seconds
that, you have the
remaining.
shackle shot after. Lycan is always spooky with his
5
Necro 3, he can
seconds
burn
remaining.
through your mana quite fast, so there are some pretty decent things for Nigma versus that Storm.
You may now select your
Alright,
heroes.
straight into the Necrophos. So that's another way to try and get him. Like, Storm Spirit, not the tankiest of boys, so you can Scythe burst him because Power Shot, Earth Spirit, there is enough damage there. Wrath of Nature.
Look at Nigma, they're not picking their heroes still.
They're like, tell us, FlyToMoon, what are you doing? Oh, hello, let us just go ahead and adjust this slightly. They were a little bit paranoid maybe that Iceberg was going to still go for that tide.
Yeah, I don't think you can adjust things too much on Nigma as well. Maybe the Necro and the Prophet can switch up the lanes, right? Or maybe Necro and...
I imagine it's like the big one from right now is like, wait, you want Wind Ranger? And you'd imagine yes, because they just gave GH Earth Spirits. Yeah, now it'll clear itself up. This should be... actually, does it? I think this is Mind Control Necro.
Miracle Prophet.
There it
Miracle
is.
Prophet. Kuroki Lycan.
Lycan!
Kuroki Lycan.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So I think they might switch things up completely here, in which Miracle goes, and he doesn't really like the Tidehunter lane. He doesn't really like the PL lane. But I would assume they will put still Mind Control with GH on the off lane, and then Kuro and Miracle on the safe lane, because a Miracle doesn't really need way too much help. He does have Kuro there. We'll see how much this position 5 Lycan will be able to contribute though. This is something. This is a curveball from Nigma. This is something interesting, yeah.
I tell you what the interesting part's going to be. Will he pick up boots early? Or will he just do exactly what every other Lycan does? Just rush the Helm with Dom Necro.
Yeah, I think you go for Necros here if you're Lycan. You still do that. Maybe Helm of Dominator instead. But this is... I know it's not great for them that they have a position 5 Lycan, but it's still something.
We don't know whether it's great or not yet.
Yeah, it's not. Let's say it's not standard, but it's still
Yeah, it's
good.
not meta.
Yeah, it's still good that they found a way to deal with the Tidehunter on the offlane, because they had to, really.
Yeah, and this is also a case of now you have a hero that can just run at the Rubik on the lane, right? So you split the Rubik tied up,
This
you
did
maybe
not
force one
just
to use
happen.
Fate Bolt on you, and all of a sudden we mentioned that like minus 50 damage isn't there for the Lycan. He will be able to farm. Oh, not like, sorry, the Nature's Prophet, he'll be able to farm.
You see, click on Kuro. You see his item build. Quelling Blade, Sage's Mask. Boys,
Oh, I see. So this is the infamous jungle support.
this is the good old boys. You didn't let me carry. You won't have a position 5. I'm going to the jungle.
Holy moly! Just sitting there, you can just imagine the comms Enigma. Kira's like, so which one of you wants Lycan this game? And there's just silence, like, we don't want to, we're boring. It's boring. We don't want to play Lycan anymore. Just a heavy sigh that's in, and Kuro goes, okay, boys, step back.
Actually, it looks like Miracle will go offlane together with GH. Now, PL is one of those heroes that can deal with the
30
Furion.
seconds to go.
It's not great versus Nature's Prophet, obviously, but he should be fine. He has always one to fly to help him out as well.
I think that makes a bit more sense as well. Otherwise, you've got double creep army potentially running into the tide. And then you're like, okay, so...
You don't want that. You definitely
yeah, we're just
don't
wasting
want
us.
But you see mid. You see where General is. He's also swapping things up.
None of that. See where Kuro is. He's like, I can't be asked for this, boys. I'm just going to TP out when you figured out the rest.
He doesn't need to leave the base right now because the creeps spawn at the 1 minute mark. You just chill. You just wait for the camps to spawn.
This man has done jungle support before, I can tell.
Wait, he's actually not gonna move. I was joking.
I think he's actually doing jungle support, Liz. We're getting treated to something different here. Yep, he's actually doing it.
He's doing it, yeah. He's optimizing it even. He's literally optimizing it because he summoned the wolves at the 30-minute mark. He has full mana now. He'll get to the desired creep wave.
I admit, I tell you, as a person who used to do the Nature's Prophet jungle from minute 1, I can tell that this man has done this before. He has optimized his time, and as you said, this is definitely not a Kuro first.
There is a Aloha dance though. No, he's just blocking the small camp. Oh, you naive boy.
He doesn't know what's hit him yet. He'll walk in and maybe discover. He's going to click on Kuro and go, why does he have a quelling blade, guys?
It did find
the
him,
things.
though. Yeah.
We'll have to see if they can actually
Mind
shut him
control,
down.
top lane. Might be.
Moving in, and it looks like he might tick out. He gets one heal out with the Fate Bolt. One more hit would do it. He's trying to juke and jive, but they'll get him. It's just a matter of Rubik trying to leave it for someone else.
Oh, no, he's still doing. They're not even killing him.
Just kill him. Okay, they could have had that. That could have been the easiest first. They were being too generous. They were being too gentlemen. They always want to fly off B-Tune to have it.
And the amount of time that you have actually wasted trying to kill that Necro. Meanwhile, Lycan is just free farming the jungle.
This is the bigger problem, yeah. Oh, there you go. Interruption finally occurs. Lord Dance has found out that he's also a jungler.
He has to be careful here with the good. He can't block him.
You would have to block him for 20 seconds, I think.
Yeah, that's true. The Fade Bolt
Especially
is there
with
as
Fade
well.
Bolt, yeah. Meanwhile, the mid is going really well for Iceberg. 13-2. We's only got 8-2 at the moment.
Mine.
And he's denying these.
Oh.
Man, he's killing him right now.
He's making this look so easy. He's making me want to go play Storm Spirit and discover how not easy it is.
Did he? Okay, Kuro plants a sentry in the jungle, but he does not find the ward because it's on the cliff.
What? Well, GH did show up, though. They're at least going to force FlyToMoon a bit more on the defensive. But you look at FlyToMoon's heroes, I can't help but feel this kind of plays into their hand, right? Like, now your Tide's not going to be pressured, your Storms are already getting ahead in mid, and you've got a PL that hasn't got too much lane pressure on because you're busy defending your jungle.
Yeah. I agree completely, because if you think of these heroes that are strong versus mind control, that are strong versus PL, it's mind control, right? And he's the one pressured the most because he has 2 or 3 heroes constantly over there. And something that Aloha Dance did here, this creep stack, did you see it in the jungle? This stack prevents Lycan from farming. He can't farm if the camp is stacked. He can't do anything there any longer.
This is a level 1
Mid
Lycan.
lane?
You're wrong there. Roll in on top of Iceberg, they'll bring him down. Good rotation. GH gets first blood. He's like, I've got to do double the support work this game. My fellow support seems to have taken a different approach to Doa.
Aloha Dance is creep skipping and he is circling around mind control, but can they kill him here?
It's not a kill. I don't think at 3 you can really kill him anymore.
He's level
Maybe
1
he
on
comes
Rubik's
out far. Yeah. That's the thing. He's just mirroring Kuro right now. Kuro's not farming the creeps, so it's not like he's taking XP away from the Lycan. All lane so far pretty even, but I mean, I just feel like this is perfect for general, because you think if you look at these two heroes, which one should be getting the CS easier? It should be the Nature's Prophet.
Then again, Nature's Prophet can contribute a little bit earlier and a little bit more, right? If you are the Tide Hunter, you really like a lot of farm and experience, because you'll be able to be that beast that just stands in front of the towers and defends. But then again, Miracle will be able to be very mobile, and he'll join these fights around the map as soon as he hits 6.
That's true. Like when you look at the 2 lineups, Nigma have this flexibility around split push and playing the entire map, whereas FlyToMoon are a ball up and go, and low hard dance.
That was very close. Good play by Dewey.
Dire's structures.
Oh, so they're going to try again with a different target in mind? I don't think they know about what he's want to fly.
He was just waiting for the bounties. He was just waiting for the bounties there. He even TP's mid to get the creeps, and then he'll go for the other bounty on his side of the map.
You can already see that he can just now get even more regen as the bounty rune was tested by Iceberg. Iceberg's just already in the jungle, and GH is making sure that a support has to get XP somewhere in this game. No, Kuro, he's doing his own jungle. GH, he's sapping away from Iceberg.
He should be fine here. There's still no lift, still no level 2 on Rubik, so they can't really catch him.
I mean, I know we said that this is one of Aloha Dance's signature heroes, but I do think it also tends to be easy to play if you do get XP.
And look at Kuro. His net worth, he has 16 CS. He's just below, okay, he's pretty far below Wind Ranger, but still, he almost has a Necro 1. Yeah.
This is how you measure it, right, Liz? If the lane you screwed over has got less gold than you, then the jungling hero is a success.
That's the measurement. Okay, I see. Top lane, mind control. He's gonna have less even more now.
He's in trouble. They drag him in. They'll kill him off. I'm starting to think that, yeah, Kuro is the top 3 like it. Might kill the mid.
Radiant's
now they get some serious pressure as well because they've got Miracle here.
Radiant structures.
Yeah, that's a good rotation from him. But it's still what? What's the level? Oh, actually a level 3 Rubik. Wow. He got 2 levels really fast over there.
He was given solo XP because, of course, Iceberg is just jungling constantly. The good thing for Nigma out of this is they force General's rotation because they don't want to lose the tier 1 tower. So now, bot is just a free lane for Miracle.
And you can't really mimic his movements, right? Because Miracle, he has his teleportation, so if you TP mid with General, you need to stay there. Miracle, however, he can juggle from one lane to the other.
And I think they're looking for the favorable rotation, or from FlyToMoon's mind, for one that can deal with things proper. And then they'll just TP him out again, because Mind Control's TP bot but hasn't shown himself yet.
Iceberg, he's actually very low.
Very low is one way to put it. I think the word is dead, but the neutrals did get him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
GH is still fine with that. He obviously would have loved the kill, but he gets some CS instead. That's pretty solid too.
Meanwhile, Necro just trying to get some CS, got spotted out by Lower Dance. They know what the move was now,
Radiant's
but Nigma don't care at this
tower
stage.
is under
Miracle
attack.
is strong enough to just put down this tower, and that's going to be a freebie for the side of Nigma. I
Radiant's
like what
bottom
they're doing in that
tower
regard
has
as well,
fallen.
because like, who can you make plays around on the side of FlyToMoon right now? None of these heroes are good to go for like the 10-15 minute mark.
I guess around General, right? He's good to go already. He has Vlad's and Faded Roach. So he is definitely tanky enough and strong enough to fight. He has his Ravage too. But what do you follow up with? That's the question. You
And it's also the nature of it, right? Like, it's not, I'm jumping in and initiating. It's kind of, usually at the moment we see the early Ravages being used on someone's already caught or a counter-attack, should we say.
Yep.
Oh, turns out that Nigma got a cheeky little extra item. GH stole a shovel away.
Shout out to Rob and Roll, the mighty observer that
go.
catches everything.
Really? I thought that was just the voice in my head.
The voice is called Rob.
You started naming it?
Yep.
Get off. Oh. Imagine now they get another shovel and just start digging for gold. Oh yeah, Windrage's got the shovel as well. There we
Radiant's
go.
middle tower
They're the
is under
digging
attack.
team. You know, he likes his meepo, and they're cosplaying. They just need 2 more shovels, and he can win the game easily.
Right now, you wish you drafted an alchemist. All right, we want a free kill. And Loa dance might be it.
Radiant's
Got the
middle
javelin,
tower
does
is
decent
under
damage.
attack.
Nice with the power shot means Loa dance He might go up on the XP, but now he gets to take a break from...
What does he get? He gets the cobalt.
Radiant's bottom tower
The
is
shovel
under
is
attack.
cursed. It's just gonna drop kobolds. +7 GPM. Gold. It's actually +6 in that situation. Feels bad, man.
I just like to imagine there's some sort of troll code in there if team has 2 shovels. Like, the shovel count is more than or equal to 2. Eliminate bounty drop shots.
Always wanna fight? He just no way. He has no way out.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
Under
gone.
attack.
I don't know what he tried to do there, though. Because
He wanted the outpost.
I know, but the thing is, if you move to the cliff there, you dive over the cliff and you just right-click the outpost. You go back under the cliff and you get the outpost. But instead, he just... I think he thought PL is going to follow up and they'll be able to kill off Tyrion, but because of GH being around, PL goes back.
I don't think it was... I haven't played this hero enough, I don't know, considering how much we see Always Want to Fly playing Phoenix at the moment.
Yeah, he loves the hero. He plays it quite a lot, quite often. And I love the build on him as well. This is what they need. This vessel will help them tremendously versus the Necrophos.
Don't even need boots. They just slow down your farm towards that spirit vessel.
They're nice, but they're not the most needed item on Phoenix, definitely.
Windlace will do. See, Miracle has the plate mail. Yeah, straight to the Maelstrom. Just going to your standard cookie cutter build for the Nature's Prophet right now. GH is getting some space though, and it's interesting to see that he's going for the Vlads in this game.
Man, there's a Necro too on Lycan. I would argue that this hero is the strongest one. Yeah, already on the side of Nigma. He could start fighting. He could pop these Necros and just bullform any of these towers. His issue, however, still stands. There is a Ravage against him.
True, but one day he will emerge from the woods after mastering the art of the wolf. He'll become one with the rat and overwhelm these towers. So
you know what it is? You know that he oh, they spotted him. He's thinking about ulting here.
He doesn't want to kill a bird that badly. Maybe they finally can take the roll in on the Rubik. He did get the steal. The shackle shot doesn't land. The power shot did connect and he's dead. And this might allow them to push, but reinforcements are coming in. They force Iceberg back to the mid lane. The one they're interested in is
Storm. Low mana.
Oh, that's all his mana, more or less. He's got one small bull line left, and Kuro knows it, so he shaped himself. Now you're in trouble. Jackal shot, there's trees all around. No way out of this. He's going to go down, and as a result, you've just forfeited your tier 1 tower in the mid.
That was Always on Fly. They're hunting for sure. Power shot.
Power shot, beautifully done. Gets the kill, and they are going to force the tide onto him. And are you even scared of the Ravage now? They've got nothing really left in the chamber. Shackle shot off the mark a bit. Needs to be careful he doesn't get shackle shot himself.
Right, you don't have the wolf form. Yeah, you don't have the wolf form. You don't have the ulti from the Prophet, so I think you're still scared of the Watermelon. Tidehunter is level 10. He's really difficult to take down. For that kill, you need mind control, and he wasn't joining, so it's better to back off. But such a weird... I could see Iceberg. There was a region rune, right? So he really wants it, but that was so greedy. It's such a classic Iceberg move, though.
Yeah, oh, if I just pick that up, I can win the game. And then he forgets all the other variables around it. Like, oh, someone else is closer. Oh, I'll have no mana when I arrive. That's the curse of level 1 bull lining. Just don't really get around too far.
Yeah, they're getting some pretty big. Yeah, they're getting some pretty big items on Nigma. Vlad's will be completed in 180 gold on Earth Spirit, MKB in 1,000 gold on Wind Ranger. Your Maelstrom, like you.
Level 3 Necronomicon as well. I think that's the bigger one.
That's a huge one.
Yeah, they're smoking up for it. It's on the way out in the courier now. It's a slow courier. But once it reaches, you're ready to rock and rumble. And as you were going to say, the Maelstrom, right? Just always miracle farming on the side. Way to his heart's content.
Bottom lane.
I like
He's
how
hiding.
the advanced squad, they're here to kill people, and then there's Kuro coming in behind, who's here to hit things. Roll in. That's good. Always want to fly. We'll go for the dive away. He's got the egg. He will commit it.
He has Ravage.
Blow it up straight away. The Ravage doesn't change anything. They catch the egg. Maybe they find And now Nigma, do they want to fight? Miracle changed into on 2. V-Toon does have the distro already. And Miracle with the blade mail takes up the site. Comes down on V-Toon's head. He's gone. Kuro, he just...
Look at the Necros. Look at the Loha dance. He's just dying to the creeps.
He is. Kuro went the long way around, but he had enough time. He just returns to the scene of the crime, gets the kill, and now the pressure goes onto this tier 2 tower.
Kuro went back, got himself a coffee, got himself a drink, and then returned. Just to get the experience, just to be in range, just to see Rubik as he's dying, nothing more. Because Loha dance was about to die to the creeps alone.
I think you're right. I mean, that was one of the slowest moving people I've seen with smoke on them in a very long time. So he approached that lane.
The problem was there, FlyToMoon, they scouted the movement, they used the scan, they knew exactly what's going to happen. However, they didn't expect the GH's blind rolling shoulder. He just blindly rolls in, he catches Phoenix. Phoenix does manage to get the egg off, but it's too far from the Tide Hunter, and because of that, Tide can't Ravish to protect it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's kind of, they've done a good job of narrowing down where it could be as well, right? Because they split into 3. They looked for the smoke break. At that point, like, okay, if we know someone's here, they must be in the most predictable and most used spot behind the tower. It's still good and well done by them. Not only that, they got the mid-tier 1 as well.
They did see him. They knew he was there. I'm just saying it's blind because he could be a bit to the right, and then your boulder doesn't connect.
Well, this one went blind. They had full vision for Tide Hunter. They're trying to bring him down. They don't have sight for 25 seconds. He moves away from the 3 no jackal shot. But this is the problem. You know, it's similar to the Enigmas that we've seen. The moment you don't have that big ultimate, no respect is given. You just die.
Yeah. They also didn't have a sight there to work with, so that's a little bit better for the Tide Hunter. He feels relieved that he's not dead for 70 seconds, 16 minutes in. But Storm might not be as lucky.
On the hunt, he knows about it because he's on the high ground. The shackle shot try and buy some time, but the silence is good. The boulder smashes off the mark, so it looks like Iceberg will get away scot-free, at least for the moment. Nature's Prophet wants to get involved, but they decide against it as there is a regen rune in Storm Spirit.
Always want to fly, TPing out, Prophet, one hit,
and he couldn't get it. And that would have killed him. That was a hard enough hit. That's almost 200 damage coming out, or actually over 200 damage coming out of Miracle.
Yeah, the Blightstone, the Maelstrom, yeah, it would have been a lot of them. I'm not 100% sure it would kill him, but it would be very, very close. I agree. Groove Bow, picked up by Storm, that's a pretty solid item. It helps many of these heroes, right? Not only the Storm, the Phoenix, the Rubik also benefit heavily from it. But Greaves completed on Necro,
yeah.
Greaves.
Like, just look at his positioning. Mind Control, he just wants them to initiate him right now. He's casually walking around, Raindrop, 21 charge, Greaves. They know that they can't go in with that target in mind. They need something squishy. Maybe we, as an example, would probably be your best pick right now.
So the big thing for FlyToMoon right now is they have their big spells. They have Hood completed on the PL with the Diffusal, so he's pretty much set and ready to fight. But they really, really need to play this team fight to perfection.
That's the awkward part as well. Like, how do you get in? It's always been the problem, right? It's why Tides, you don't want to rush Blink Dagger anymore, but this is why usually you have someone else who initiates to start off the fight.
They're trying to kill the sword on this clip for the last 2 minutes. Scout, look, they just can't.
Someone just give it. There we go. By the time the courier arrives, they've already figured it out themselves.
Always want to fly.
There's not many places to hide down here anymore, have there? He realizes
died.
that it just keeps on running. Roll, and he'll be out, but that zones them away. This tier 2 tower is going to die.
Middle tower is under attack.
They are coming though. GH did TP top. Maybe Iceberg is in problems.
He's in a lot of trouble right now. They've got the silence. They should have the damage to get him low. They'll finish him off.
Where's the party?
Just TP away. And now you're split. You need to get everyone out of bot lane because you know that this is where FlyToMoon can now fight. They get it on the tower, but they're a bit paranoid. They don't know for sure how many heroes have come.
You do actually need to run. You have Greaves and you have Lycan with Wolf form. You're pretty strong here, I would argue. Look at Mind Control. He's just still standing his ground.
And that pick of a Wind Ranger that I was talking about is the important one, became even more important now. He's got the MKB completed. He's going to delete whoever he targets. There is no question about that.
And he's also not buying any sort of blink dagger, no mobility items. He's going straight into the BKB. He just understands what's necessary here. And all these BKBs are there obviously for the Storm and for the Tidehunter, but they will help him with the egg as well.
Exactly. The big factor is that right now, as we said, the only thing you're really scared of is Tide. These Tiger Storms don't stop playing mind control. We did say he was tanky. I don't know about that though. The egg may not have been needed, but they do make it quite weird as a result of lifting up the Jackson line. And yeah, he might get a kill, but he gives his own life over. 2-for-1 exchange. Big move coming out from FlyToMoon. I say from FlyToMoon, it was more Nigma getting a bit too cheeky.
That was yeah. That was a big head move from the Necro, definitely.
You did tell him he was unkillable, Liz. He believed you a bit too much.
He had a Ghost Shroud, and he had Magic Wand to use, right? So if he maybe... he still dies there, 100%. But maybe if he uses Ghost Shroud, he'd stay a little bit longer alive, but he's still up against 5 heroes.
Yeah, I think what you're describing here is, do you want a quick death or a slow death?
GH?
Neither of them sound good. He's just trying to get away. He doesn't want whatever the hell they're selling.
Man, he's juking them so hard. He's actually going in.
I mean, they're getting a kill. The vision was good enough. And I don't know if they're going to be certain about that ward, because it's possible that rolling vision gave vision for the Rapination in their eyes.
No. They will know the ward is there because he tried to roll onto the Phoenix, right? He tried to roll aggressively, and there's no way you see him unless you have high ground vision there. So because of that, they know, but still, they get the Phoenix. Man, GH is a scarier spirit this game. He has Vlads, he has Ogre Axe, and he's getting closer and closer to the BKB as well.
He is. So, all right, but hear me out, Admit. Because he missed the rolling boulder, maybe they don't think that there's a ward there.
So it was his next level play to protect the ward. Let's see, always want to fly. He has a sentry.
He's going to ruin it for us. He's like, no, there's got to be... Or is it? He's been distracted in the bot lane. We've been caught. Oh, so tanky. We said it was a very vulnerable build. And MKB, we see it a lot. It's good on win range of the rush one, but not when you're making plays alone like that.
Dude, Kuro is under attack. Okay, he was just third, now he's fourth on the net worth charts. He's going for Shivas on Lycan. That's not really something I see often. I would expect him to go for an AC at least if he's planning to buy a plate mill. But Shivas is really good here because you're playing versus a PL, and it really helps with the illusions. If Mind Control at some point gets Radiance as well on Necrophos, then you're just making PL's life a living hell. But it's just ridiculous. You have a position 5 Lycan just farming away.
I don't think we call him a position 5 anymore.
Yeah, jungle Lycan.
Yeah, he's the boss too. All right, can you please
Radiant are scanned.
Discredit the junglers in our community?
Bottom. Oh, miracle.
He gets out.
So, if you're Nigma, you just need to weather the storm and get the BKBs. And those,
Radiant's middle tower
they're going to be
attack.
a massive power spike for your team.
They don't
They're
want to wait.
smoked. Yeah, they're smoked.
Yeah. This is dangerous because FlyToMoon do have all their ultimates available. Roll through. Beautifully connects right and tip on the feed. The Shackle Shot follow-up means there's no feeds to play. Even spams out the remnants to ensure the Magnetize is helping. Good kill. And now FlyToMoon missing some key components as both their supports are dead.
If you do strike on the 2 supports somehow, if you do manage to pick them off first,
Radiant's
then you
middle
don't have to wait for anything.
attack.
That's true. This 5-on-5 engagement, I would argue, is still better for FlyToMoon if they manage to use all their spells. But if they get picked off like that, it's difficult.
So what you're saying is your 5-man isn't as strong as your opponent's 5-man if it's not a 5-man.
That's a very well put.
Thank you. Thank you. They won't snoop into Roche just yet, though. They are paranoid. They realize that Roche Arm requires 50 seconds plus without a Tide or a Phoenix, or their ultimate to use.
You never want to ult mid-lane in general.
Die straight away. Kaboom! He's gone. Trying to does get stunned up. He still has half a mana pool. Look at him wait the roll. Just off
So
the
close.
mark. It was so close. I mean, the thing is, if he'd actually read that right, if Iceberg used all of his mana for TPing out, done.
Yeah, but you can't use all your mana before TPing out because then you don't have any mana for TP.
Well,
what are you saying?
Because I'll go on the other side of the map, Liz, and then you hit TP. That's how it works. God, someone clearly doesn't fail on seeing the Storm Spirit like me.
I'm just messing with you.
Oh no. Roach has been messed with a little bit by Nigma. A gets picked up in the hands of Miracle. They go, nah, we don't give it a we. We know he has a habit of hunting heroes alone and dying for every once in a while, but Miracle will win us this game.
That's the Shiva's completed on Kuro. BKB will fly out any second now to Wind Ranger as well. And slowly and steadily they're getting all their items. They're getting everything they need.
I think it's fair to say that Kuro is now Koro. He's no longer support, alright?
Koroki, yeah. There is, wait, but isn't there... There was a Korok, right? There was an NA player.
There was a Korok, yeah.
Yeah, with that nickname.
But not Koroki, alright? So he can coin this one. He used to be a core player. We should have expected this.
Oh, he's on a fight?
Oh, look, no crease. They're gonna move in though. Sounds gonna come out. They maybe get a bit greedy here. Now the extra go down. General trying to move in quick enough to throw out the Ravage, but he can't. We use the BKB to ensure that will never occur. They'll just back up to the tower to take it.
You did use your BKB?
Miracle. Aegis is gonna be buffed pretty damn quickly and pretty casually. Chip used. Tide keeping it right now. He wants to try and jump the Miracle Blade Mail, trying to move away. Spirit Vessel as well. Shackle's got two last long enough though. General is unleashed, and the beast ensures that they are going to lose Nature's Prophet on the side of Nigma. And on the downside, look at this, Kuro. Just checking whose base this is. Tries to TP away. That won't be successful though. Stolen power shot can melt him down. They'll kill off the Lycan as well.
They take down the Aegis, they take down the ulti of Lycan, and they kill him. A very good fight from FlyToMoon, which didn't look that great. I thought that fight might go Nigma's way, or that they will be able to back out completely. Egg was used so passively that Nigma did have a chance to just go back, but Storman, he jumps in so fast, catches Nature's Prophet, kills off Miracle twice.
And retreat seems simple for Nigma, but it's just not at that stage, right? Like, I don't... Well, it's a tough kill.
This is a very, very tough kill.
They have to run. We need to be very careful because the hunting is beginning, and he might be the duck, not the hunter in this situation.
He has a BKB TP though. Is there a basher? There isn't a basher, so... Should be fine.
Try and run off though. He doesn't want to have to use that BKB. Yeah, I think the thing to highlight here, right, is like what we saw in that fight under that tier 2 is retreat isn't easy for Nigma. They have to split up to retreat because of the impeding threat of the Ravage at all times. So while people are going to be like, oh, they could just left, it's really not as simple as just leaving together. Because if you do that, everyone on your team is ravaged, and the result is even more devastating.
Well, that's true once Tidehunter gets the blink. I think they were just a little bit greedy around that tier 2 on the top lane. With Miracle continuing to hit it, they probably thought that FlyToMoon won't fight after the egg was used so passively. So they retreat, they chill on the high ground around Miracle, but they just go straight on the Miracle. They understand, yeah, he has Aegis, yeah, he has AC, but he has no BKB, so he's very susceptible to all the disables.
No, that's going to be more problematic. Speaking of disables, Iceberg has gone for the Aghanim Scepter build on this Storm Spirit. So even more potential to group them up, get those big Ravage plays, get the big egg pops.
Radiant are scanning.
Agony, yeah. Sorry.
I was just going to say, like, Nigma, like, what is their next big item? Like, what is going to enable them? Because that has got to be a huge step back for them, right? Having that Aegis losing it that quickly and the fight that way. Eggs have been used. Going to try and get rid of it, but they're not quick enough for this right now. It might stall, but they should finally get it. We have to move in and commit himself, though. The Viking has run out too far. Tidehunter gone with the snipe. The buyback from the Phoenix won't achieve much. Because by the time he arrives in the fight, they're already going to be multiple heroes down. It looks like Iceberg's trying to get out of this. He hasn't got much mana left to try and bull lighten the way, and they do know exactly where he is. He'll go for the TP out. Power shot, shackle shot's there though. The wall's spotting him out, and Iceberg is going down. Just like that, Nigma. You might not have an Aegis anymore, but they say no, we didn't need it. If we strike first, we're in trouble. And but always want to fly to commit the buyback like that as well. That is now FlyToMoon in a very vulnerable place.
It's all about picking the right targets. Oh, he's trying to... What's he trying to do here? Why is
he's trying to get a dieback on him.
He's baiting, right? Because VTune is around. That's why. VTune is around, and if we commit, maybe they can make a turn kill with the defusal, but we just backs out. That top fight could have went well for FlyToMoon, because Iceberg jumps in with that egg and Inceptor. He pulls everyone that's not BKB near the egg, but the egg already falls. If that egg managed to explode, it's such a different fight, because the Ravage wasn't used. You could use the Ravage afterwards. You would have so much controls, and the BKBs on Nigma would just evaporate, so you would have a solid chance of taking that fight.
And credit GH, right? Like, despite them having a reasonable amount of stuns, I think he done half of the damage to the egg himself. He was there the entire time just clubbing it.
Yeah, he has the BKB too, so it's not that hard for him to do that.
They continue to probably like to make lineups. They're very alive on their first round BKB. Here's someone who doesn't have a BKB. Mind control. He is tanky. He's still alive, but for how long? They're going to keep pursuing this, and now maybe we look for a turnaround. Shot out, beautifully on the Storm Spirit. It does connect BKB. They commit the egg, which will force we away. He did use his BKB for this, but they had to commit one of their big team fight spells. Now no egg for 110 seconds.
They're actually thinking about going further, because there's a lot of mana on Storm.
There it is. Let's go come out, drag him in. Without BKB, it's a very squishy target. They'll bring him down, start onto the Phoenix. They're looking to jump in right now. The low hard dance does get nailed up by Kuro, but the army there, they'll be able to bring down the Rivet. But General still fine into him here. He's holding on to the Ravage. He wants a good target for it. He doesn't want to throw it out willy-nilly. Big chase down, will die with an extra army, but now it's trying to turn around a Miracle. With the flame activate, they don't even care. The Ravage, the Dragon, it stacks them all. Top of each other now. V2, he thought he could fight, but he's wrong. He's still low on HP. He needs to move away. The Fable's going to come out. Iceberg's going to go down to Miracle in the meantime. They're still hunting. Dragon's going to be there. V2 needs 2 more seconds, but they won't beat it. And the Sight clubs him in the face. Dead for 110 seconds. Get into this fight again.
That's a buyback.
Yamdu buyback straight away. That's the biggest buyback they could commit this day. Can they even get anything for it? They're gun on him right now. They say, okay, you want this game to end? Well, here it is. That could easily be the dieback.
He's just gone.
Down once more.
That's it.
It's going to be keys to the base.
GG.
Comes out Enigma. Take game 1.
Man, what the... I don't know. I'm just excited to watch every series of this tournament.
It had to. It's like, whoa, what do you mean people are watching a Boss 5 like right now?